Hi, I'm Jamie, and today I will be going over Mel Bush. Mel is the companion from 1986 to 87. Mel is the companion of the 6th and 7th Doctor. She's a computer programmer from a village called Pease Pottage in West Sussex, England in the 20th century. She had a temporarily complex relationship with the 6th Doctor, as she met him in an order different than he met her. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Mel is the second to last companion of the classic run, with Ace being the last companion.
Racing glass of carrot juice.
Carrot juice?
And then we'll get you back on the exerciser.
Mel appears in a total of 6 stories and 20 episodes. Her first season being season 23, first episode, Terror of the Verivoids, which has 4 parts. And then we're moving on to The Ultimate Foe with 2 parts. After that, it's season 24, and she appears in Time in the Ranny, which has 4 parts. Paradise Towers with 4 parts. Delta and the Banner with 3 parts. And then last but not least, Dragonfire, which has 3 parts. Mel also makes a special appearance in the Dimensions in Time. Mel also appears in numerous Big Finish audios, which you have to check out because I'm not going to tell you. Now, as for the basic rundown of Mel's episodes, I'm only going to give a little slice into the first episode and her last episode, because it is my job to encourage everyone to try to watch these classic Doctor Who episodes for yourself. In Mel's first episode, The Terror of the Verivoids, it is shown she's been traveling with the Doctor for quite some time, although everything here is a matrix projection of future events that haven't happened yet. Because, you know, time traveler, wibbly wobbly.
Hold it! Just a minute. I don't remember that.
How could you remember? These events are in your future.
But I reviewed that section earlier when I was preparing my defense. There have been changes. That isn't what happened. The girl, Melanie, her information was important. I wouldn't have just ignored it, completely uncharacteristic, and the words misused didn't even sound like mine.
What isn't completely uncharacteristic is this resort to excuses and subterfuge. To gloss over the death of Perry, the Doctor conveniently presents us with another companion.
Hardly a convenience, Valliard. These events are in the Doctor's future. He would not have met the young woman yet.
At the end of the episode, after the trial, Mel ends up traveling with the 6th Doctor. And because of how Mel's story is as a character and how she's completely out of the Doctor's timeline, kind of like River's song, you know, for example, it's unknown what happens after that. Some sources say that he either took future Mel and brought her back into the past to meet her for the first time, or just carried on from that point forward with her as a companion. Don't know, because Mel's role as a companion is very wibbly wobbly with the time. As for Mel's personality, she's a true optimist. She has a cheery and bright personality, usually facing situations with a smile and good sense of humor. She's most known for being a screamer when faced with fearful situations, which honestly makes a lot of sense. But she does stand her ground against her enemies as well. She was also known for being a health enthusiast, trying to get the 6th Doctor to get in shape and lose some weight. Especially that carrot juice, the haunted carrot juice.
Carrot juice, carrot juice, carrot juice.
Besides all that, Mel was also known for having a great photographic memory.
I suppose it's time I should be going.
Oh.
Time that I left.
As for Mel's departure and life after the Doctor, in Dragonfire, she ends up leaving the Doctor to go travel with Glitz, who has been a somewhat other companion of the Doctor's, or, well, friend.
Goodbye, Doctor.
I'm sorry, Mel. Think about me when you're living your life, one day after another, all in a neat pattern. Think about the homeless traveller in his old police box. His days like crazy paving.
Who said anything about home? I've got much more crazy things to do yet.
But as for her life entirely after the Doctor, many accounts are different. I couldn't really find much to go on. But it could be explored in the Big Finish audios and the Extended Universe novels.
Meet Melanie Bush, business leader, philanthropist, galactic entrepreneur. What began as a humble carrot juice business is now a technology, health and lifestyle empire stretching right across the galaxy.
Now it's time for some trivia on Mel Bush. Her surname, Bush, is never used in the show. It's only said in the novels and the Big Finish audios. According to John Nathan Turner, he originally planned for the beginning of season 24 to explain how the Doctor met Mel, but scrapped it, mostly because Colin Baker got fired and they had to turn the show in a kind of somewhat different direction. An audio story of this nature called The Wrong Doctors was eventually written by Matt Fitton and released in 2013. Mel was the only character in the original series to be depicted on television as having an asynchronous relationship with the Doctor, as the production team opted to ignore the implications of the 5 Doctors. Later characters that follow in this kind of order are Charlie Polaroid from the 8th Doctor audios and River Song from the 10th and 11th Doctor era. So Mel's the first. Way to go, Mel. Mel and Susan remain the only televised companions without a televised story on how they met the Doctor. Mel is at present the only one of the Doctor's companions never to have her actual first adventure with the Doctor on screen.
All right, what have you got for me? Spoons? What's so special about your spoons? Doctor? Doctor?
Mel!
Now it's time for trivia on Bonnie Langford, the actress who played Mel Bush. Bonnie was the first companion actor to have been born after Doctor Who began in 1963, and the only such actor to appear in the original series. She has received a fair amount of criticism over her career. As such, she has been widely perceived as an overly perky youth. Some Doctor Who fans have voiced similar complaints about the character of Mel, because Mel is one of the most disliked companions of classic Doctor Who. We'll get into that later. And I thought this was actually a really cool thing to go over. But the 6th Doctor actor, Colin Baker, praised Bonnie Langford in an extra for the Trial of a Time Lord DVD box set. He states that in his long career, he has never worked with anyone more professional than her. That's so sweet.
23,
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Carrot juice.
So as it's popular knowledge, let's say, that Mel is the most disliked character in classic Doctor Who, or at least the most disliked companion of classic Doctor Who, because of the fact alone that she's a screamer.
At least not until...
Hold on. I need a breather.
Screaming clips. But I used to be of the same opinion that I disliked Mel because of that reason. But once I actually got to know her, watch some of her episodes, and, you know, just not let other people's opinions about her get to me, I started to realize that it's crazy how she's a very disliked character. It doesn't make sense because of the fact she screams. And in fact, in classic Doctor Who, people who don't know the female companions assume that all the female companions, especially like ones like Susan, are screamers. No, these girls have like some attitude, they have brains, and Mel is one of these characters as well. She's actually a really good character, and she screams for valid reasons, mostly because different alien life forms that she's not used to or accustomed to are coming up attacking her and the Doctor, and it's pretty valid for her to do that. I mean, anyone would. So Mel's a pretty good character.
If you watch her episodes, the scream is actually pretty funny.
It's like she's got a really good screaming voice.
It's funny.
Really
it really is funny. But like, you know, it just happens a lot, and then, you know, it kind of your opinion changes. It goes from funny to like annoyed.
Yeah. But overall, she's not a bad character, and I think the amount of dislike she gets is kind of stupid. It's really stupid. But you know, everyone has their opinions. That's okay. But at least give Mel a chance. Just give her a chance. She's got great hair, a great sense of style, a good personality. She's sweethearted, she's optimistic, and this girl's got a brain like Zoe. But I mean, just give her a chance. She's a really good character, and I think just disliking her for the fact that she's a screamer and she screams a good majority of the time, which yes, she does scream a good majority of the time, but that's not just who she is. She's a good person.
Her outfit is literally Wendy and Ronald McDonald's offspring. That's hilarious.
You can see right here some pictures that she's got some pretty 80s-ish weird attire. Yeah. Now, as for my main reason, like I've actually sat down dissect this a little, had some time to think it over, not only is it the reason that she's a screamer that people don't like Mel, but I think overall, their main reason for not liking Mel, to be truthful, is because she has no chronological appearances. And what I mean by that is her first episode, she's already introduced as if we know her, which we don't. We don't already know her. She's like a new character. Like I said, in Terror of the Verivoids, she's already introduced to us as having been a companion for the Doctor for a very long time. But currently, his companion is Perry. And after what happened to Perry and the episode before Mel appears, no one's over that. Everyone's still processing what happened to Perry, and suddenly you're jumping bam straight into a new companion like you're supposed to know them. So I think that's the main reason that people do not like Mel. Not because she's a screamer, but because of the fact she has no chronological first appearance. She has no chronological history with the Doctor. We don't even see a first televised visit of her, with the Doctor, like how every other companion has. So I think that's the reason, because it made sense to me, because I was like, okay, why do I not like Mel as a character? And it was because, I was just trying to move on from Perry. And then we jump into Mel and I'm like, okay, okay, who is this? Oh, okay, so she's been with the Doctor for a while. No, she hasn't. So I think that's my take on that. It's just, that's the true reason why people don't like Mel as a character right away, because she hasn't been properly introduced to us to begin with. And Mel's also known for making the Doctor drink carrot juice, which is kind of a funny little running gag in a way. She's a true health nut. And gosh, I think in one of my books, because when the Sixth Doctor regenerates, it's never really fully explained how he regenerated. Like sometimes it's he hit his head, he did this and that, but I like how in one of the explanations that when he's regenerating, in the background of it, you can hear Mel going, carrot juice, carrot juice, carrot juice to the Doctor. And he hates carrot juice. He hates it, but I think it's great. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been fun and educational. It's good to be back after taking a year off of this. And I'm excited for our next companion that I will be covering, which is Perry Brown, also from the Sixth Doctor era.